This peritrich ciliate is having a bad day. Soon, the heliozoan is going to envelop it, draw it inside, and digest it. These are the peritrich's last moments. And today, we're going to experience what it experiences every step of the way. A few hours ago, the peritrich probably looked something like this. Attached by a stalk to a plant root, its crown of cilia creating a current to pull food inside. So how did it get from there to here? It had become dislodged from its stalk, perhaps when I collected the sample, perhaps by something larger knocking it off. At that point, its cilia became a motor, driving the peritrich haphazardly through its environment. Nearby, a heliozoan, in this case Actinophrys, laid in wait. Its sticky axopodia, the slender rays that radiate from its body, ready to grab hold of any organism passing by. Their hold can be exceptionally strong. So here we are. The peritrich is stuck, and the more it moves, the more axopodia it comes into contact with, each one a nail in its proverbial coffin. But at this point, nothing much has changed for the peritrich. Its cilia still swirl the water around it, it's still feeding. Being stuck to the heliozoan isn't much different than being attached to a stalk. It isn't too much to be worried about. Yet. There are many ways to become a victim in the microcosmos. Some hunts are over in the blink of an eye. Others become a slow, agonizing event. A lacrimaria's prey, perhaps mercifully, is incapacitated or killed at the moment of attack, and won't have to experience what our peritrich is about to be put through. With a rising sense of unease, it becomes apparent that escape will not be an option for the peritrich. A predator's grip only gets harder to break as the seconds and minutes pass, and size alone won't save you. Even a tiny ciliate can escape through the immediacy of its thrashing, while this large, slow-moving Trichelius will never escape. As the heliozoan seals shut the space around the peritrich, the sense that something is very wrong is beginning to take over the scene. The peritrich is now inside a food vacuole, and that's a place no organism ever wants to be. There is no longer any way out. Walls press in from every side. Soon, the heliozoan will release enzymes that dissolve the peritrich, breaking the cell wall down from the outside in. But there's more than one way to take a cell apart. Organisms caught on a suctorian's tentacles have their living contents drawn out of them until nothing is left. As it's pulled further inside the heliozoan, the peritrich's future is laid out clearly before it. Other food vacuoles contain the dissolving remains of organisms that have already met their end. The peritrich is not alone. It's hard not to ask what this peritrich did to deserve its fate. It was only feeding. Some organisms are fortunate enough to be covered in armor. Others live inside homes protected by a trapdoor. But many organisms have no such protection. Epistylus, attached to a rigid stalk, can't escape the powerful mouth of Amphileptus. Even large ciliates like this paramecium can be overwhelmed by tiny predators. For our peritrich, its helplessness just doesn't seem fair. And in these final moments of life, the inevitability becomes tangible. When a cell's death is imminent, a true sense of heartbreak can take hold. In the microworld, organisms that are eaten often continue to survive for some time inside a predator. Prey that is paralyzed or killed instantly doesn't experience this. The peritrich knows no such mercy. As the empty husk of a previous meal is ejected by the heliozoan, the peritrich struggles defiantly with the slowing motion of its cilia, determined perhaps not to become the next empty husk. But the moment of resignation eventually comes for every organism that's been trapped. A halteria finally succumbs to the sectorian feeding on it. And our peritrich, sealed away inside an unrelenting predator, finally lets go. its cilia taking one final beat as the cell comes apart in death. Watching this, experiencing it along with the peritrich, was hard. It wasn't meant to be anything less. Nature is hard. But the peritrich didn't experience the emotions we experienced. It's not capable of that. What we saw as defiance, beating its cilia until the final moment, was merely a ciliate doing what ciliates do, what they do every minute of every day of their lives. There was no fear, resignation, or regret. No horror at seeing previous meals in various states of digestion nearby. An unfeeling cell was ingested by another unfeeling cell, the one transferring its energy to the other, maintaining a balance of nature that we all depend on. And perhaps the one emotion we are meant to feel when witnessing this, and the one we might wish the peritrich itself could experience, is exactly that: hope. Because predation doesn't just sustain life, it shapes it. Trapdoors, shells, armor, each one exists because something, somewhere, became prey. The pressure not to be eaten has always been one of the primary drivers of biological complexity. The hunted, the victims, they are the true heroes of this tragedy. Thanks for joining us on today's look inside the microcosmos. We hope you'll consider subscribing to our channel so you won't miss our next adventure.